Yeah, and listening to you sort of discussing your road to Steam also, I think it's pretty amazing how much, you guys have been around for a long time for a gaming company. A lot of gaming
Yeah.
companies don't last 20 years. And it's amazing how much the gaming industry and the distribution points of that industry have changed in the last 20 years. I mean, even 2007 when Shock Force 1 was coming out, Steam existed, but it wasn't really what it is today. So I think it's really telling how quickly things change and how much they've changed in the last 20 years.
Yep. Well, I can tell you that when we were talking to publishers in 1999, 98, 99, they were all telling us we were fools for going onto the internet. Oh, you'll never make any money on that internet thing. It's a fad. Yeah, and all the people that were telling us that went out of business very soon thereafter. Mid early 2000s, by they'd either been bought and sold a couple of times or just completely toast.
Well, as a 14-year-old at the time, I was not really in the know at all about wargaming spaces, but I did find Combat Mission because of the internet. And I remember I played the heck out of I forget the name of the scenario, but it was in the demo. It was the Valley Crossing scenario, the Allies attacking that fixed German position, and then
Yep.
the meeting engagement with the Stugs. But
Yeah, that was the media engagement was an extra one we did. We had put out the demo with two scenarios. One that was basically German attack, and the other one was the U.S. attack. And the demo was mostly to help us make sure that when we released the game was good. So it was the beta demo, as everybody called it, and that added, I think, 6 or 8 months to our development schedule because, boy, you guys had a lot to say about it. All good, but it was like, okay, yeah, right, we could do that. Well, there's another 8 months gone, but we were really glad to do that, and it worked out really well for us, we think. But halfway through it, we're like, geez, how can guys play this thing anymore? It's like 800 times of the same scenario. So I said to Charles, I said, what if I made a scenario that didn't use any new terrain or any new units, just the stuff that was already in the demo? Because he didn't want to release a new demo where he had to add a whole bunch of stuff because it would have been a support nightmare for us at the time because we were so deeply involved in trying to get the game done. So he said, "Yeah, sure. If you can guarantee that there's absolutely not a rifle or anything different, we can make a third scenario." And that was that meeting engagement with the Stugs.
so, and I guess I know we're 30 minutes in, but um, I think some of the really interesting things that Combat Mission did early on are still true about it. But when it first came out, I mean, it came out in 2000, and it was um, a I guess a 3D tactical battle game. So I think the other games in the market at the time, you had Close Combat, which was kind of top down and was a little bit more RTS-y, but was really sort of one of the definitive tactical battle games at the time for people who were interested in World War II. And then if you wanted the I guess the higher level stuff, I think Steel Panthers was really big at the time.
Yep.
But you guys were really the first to say, all right, we're going to do combat in 3D. And then you also took something and that I think was really well done, was this mixing of real time with turn base. And I think it's what WeGo,
Yeah.
which is essentially you issue all of your orders like you would in a turn-based game, and then you hit end turn. But unlike a turn-based game, instead of things sort of just resolving themselves really quickly without you really being able to witness the combat or be there and be part of the combat, you had these 60-second increments where the battle would unfold over 60 seconds, and you would watch it as if it was all in real time, or it was in real time. And then you could pause or you could rewind, you could go back, and you could watch the combat. So you were almost creating like your own little movies of World War II at this time, and I think that was really brilliant.